Hello, welcome to episode 14. So today is our 14th episode, and in today's episode we went ahead and implemented on top of what we implemented yesterday, the portals, different portals for the student, for the parent, and for the teacher. So in today's episode, we concentrated on the parent portal, and we're adding all the UI that is necessary for the parent. I'm just going to go ahead and log in as a parent for this school, and the password, I'm just going to go ahead and input my password. I believe must be that. So I'm just going to log in, and you can see I've logged in as a parent. Here is my name. Don't mind about these dummy data for these analytics. We'll add this data soon or later to match for the parent. But we added 3 pages. The first one we added, when you click on my children, you will see that you can see the children that belongs to this parent. For now has one parent, one child, and actually this one is picked from the database direct. But when you click on view details, we have all these details where the parent is going to be monitoring the performance, attendance, report card, and everything. Okay, is going to be able to change the terms, and you can sees different things even if it changes the year. So you can see things for different years, like the term, the performance, can look at the leadership, teachers' remarks, medical report. You can also look at the timetable for the kid for that year, and you can see here we can just look at the whole timetable. So this is really good to know how the kid is performing and everything. So after that, we also looked at messages. So the messages mode is going to be for the parent to communicate with the administrators. Okay, you can read the messages that they have sent him. You can see if principal has sent something. This is to remind about the upcoming parent-teacher conference scheduled for next Thursday. So you can receive the updates, and you will be also able to reply to this message. You can compose a new message and can send it to class teacher, principal, administrator, or even school counselor. So we have all these going to be implemented under this. We don't have this one yet implemented. This is the dummy data yet. So we're just like designing these pages so that we are ready to put them. Finally, we also created these payments, the payments page also under the parent, and you can see that they can create a payment slip, and this will be having the description, the amount, and the school account and everything. So the parents will be able to generate payment slips and also to view the payment slips and download them. We'll just create these components much better than this, but here we are creating the layout. So you can see we worked on this a lot to create all these pages with all this mocked data, including the detailed page. So but then, as you can see, everything is going to be based on the term and the year. This is very important, the term and the year. All this data is going to be fetched upon that. All these report cards, they will be fetched upon this year. That's why we put here to be able to select. So what we did as the first thing to start in the implementation of this, we went on the dashboard and we started implementing this term thing, whereby we can create terms for each year. Okay, so if now I log out and I log in as an administrator at this school, I'm just going to go and log in as an admin to this school. So if I log in as an admin, you will see that we can actually go under academics and we have the terms. So you can create academic periods. For instance, you see these ones are coming direct from the database. For 2025, we have this. For 2024, so for instance, if I wanted to create a term in 2024, I just reduce 2024 and say term 1. I can put the start date. I can put the start date for the previous year, and I say it started in Jan, and then I can just like add this, and then maybe just add it 2024, and then for this, let me also add. I'm just going to say they started the term started this, and this is 2024, and it added, maybe it ended in April, just like this. So if I create this period, it will be added in the appropriate place. You can see that 2024 now goes to be the first one or below one, and on top we have these the years. Okay, so we have the a lot of filtering to sort them by year like this, so that they arrange it in years nicely like this. So this is what we implemented in this episode, and if you want to join me, let's get started. Hello, welcome back to another episode. So today is episode 14 of our school management system. So previously in episode 13, we achieved adding different portals for different users. And so far we have a portal for the parent, and we have a portal for the teachers, and also for the students. So we are going to go through and be customizing and making it much better for each of these individual portals. We have a lot of work to do for these three portals, even including the one for the secretary, which is going to come later. We have a lot of things to do, so the only thing is to keep on pushing and building. And I would want you guys who are following this series to really be serious, because I'm just going to add in some speed so that we really achieve and build this application. We still have a lot to achieve in this app, and I want us to cooperate and build this app until it is done. So right now I'm in the parent portal. As you can see here, welcome parent Johnson. And when we go to my children, you can see it is actually fetching this child, which is Fernandez. So we're just going to go ahead and build the detailed page, okay, where you can actually view the detailed page for this student. And there is a lot a parent should view, and I went ahead and wrote a prompt here. Now what I'm going to be doing now is that these prompts I'm going to be asking in V0, I will be sharing the links. Okay, there is a share link here where we'll be generating a public link that I will be putting in the description. I'll be leaving it in the YouTube video description, so that you can actually get this and you get this code, because most people are saying when I put in the same prompt, I don't get the same results like you, and blah blah like that. And since we have a lot of things to build, really using this here, it helps us to move somehow more faster, so that we focus on more important areas that are more technical and more hard. So the easy ones, if you want to create a button, really you know very well you can design this card or you can design this button. The most important thing is how this button works, but generating the button and the card is really easy, right? So at this point is I will be sharing these prompts, and I will be sharing this whole chart so that you can actually use it. So I went ahead and I told it that I want to build this student detailed page, and it should include things like the basic student info, performance, remark, attendance, promotional report cards, and all that. And on the other, I added this, it generated that, and I went ahead and I modified further. I told it to add more sections. On top of everything, I want you to add some sections, blah blah blah. So I just modified like 2 prompts, and I end up with a page like this. Okay, I might not copy this side, the sidebar, but obviously I'm just going to use the detailed page so that it looks like this. Okay, I want the detailed page to look like this, and therefore I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Okay, so that when a parent clicks on the student detailed page here, and then we go to this student detailed page, and we're going to see how we're going to manage that page. But for now, we just need to get the UI running, and we'll see how we're going to be getting the data to put in that UI. Okay, so right now, if you just go to this, this is why we have the portal, we have the parent layout, and then we have the student list, and then in the student list we have the student card. This is where the thing is located, the link that will be taking us to view the details. You can see the link is here, and we need to route to the student detailed page. Now this is going to be for the parent, therefore we're going to put this link in this side, because the one for the secretary or for the school will be somehow different, but will be almost the same. So the layout will be different. So here I'm just going to go to under the parent, and now under parent I'm just going to create a new page. It's going to be called student, and then inside the student we'll create a dynamic ID as you are seeing it here. So I will create another, so this time you can just create a file, and you can start by creating ID, just like this ID, and then inside the ID we can put page.tsx, just like that, and you can see RFC, and then here I can just put like this student detail page. Let me just add a class name here of P8. So now if I just go back to and I link this page in the student card, we just need to put that this is into the portal, then slash parent slash student slash student ID. Okay, so now if we go to this page, now let's see, I'm just going to refresh and try clicking, and you can see student detailed page. So we are on this detailed page. The first thing we want to grab this ID, and you know that this changed in Next.js 15 on how to get the dynamic ID. So previously we do something like this. Let me show you. If you just go to here, I will do something like, I'm just going to accept the params, and when we go inside the params we get the ID, and then we go and give these types, and we see params, and then we just say ID to string, something like this. This is how we used to do this, but it's changed right now. This returns back a promise. Okay, so you want to put this whole thing into a promise. So it returns back a promise, and then you do something like this, if I'm not mistaken, something like this. It will return a promise, and then this ID you actually remove it. Just you do something like this. Okay, let me just see the documentation on that. I'm just going to simply go to Next.js, Next.js docs, and then from the docs, let's go to search for params, and then you can just scroll down to where we have page. So just page here, click on the page, and you can see down here on the reference you have the params. So let me just copy this. Okay, I think just like params, and then the params don't I messed up here, so it is params. Let me, before putting this, so we had something like this. So here, even if you don't put this one, so this ID you have the params, and then instead of just returning ID string just like this ID string is going to be in a promise, just like that. So this is, you can see the syntax here. You have the params, and then it returns just the params, and the way we used to do it like this, right now just you add the promise, and you can see how you get the ID is now different. We await it. So just say, for instance, const student ID. So this is student ID is going to be equal to await, and then you just say await params dot. Okay, now you see, if you just do this, so the first thing you have to do is to put this in this await params. Okay, so this one, now if you just go outside and say dot, you can see dot ID. Of course, we have to make this async. Okay, so now we have async, then we have the student ID. I can just go ahead and wrap this one here. Let's add here student ID so that you can see it. If I go back, so you can see we have the student ID. Okay, so that's the nice thing. Okay, so then let's build this page. I will just go ahead and go inside the components, and we start getting those things together. So inside, there is where we have the dashboard, we have the front end, we have the portal. So inside the portal, we have also the parents, and then now we can just go ahead and add everything we need inside here. So looking at the code that this generated, because I'm interested in this, only this part here, right? Where we have the student thing here, and the already we have this one, which is okay. Maybe we should just add like the logout button the way they added it, or however much we have it here, but we can also add it there. I think it is nice. But then we have this is what I'm interested in most, actually. So what I want is to go to the code, and then you can just, before seeing all this, you can go to the page, and then on the page you can see you have all these parts being put together from here. Okay, so I will just copy this, and this is going to be the student detailed page. So I'm just going to go inside the parents. I will create the folder for student, and I will put everything in here because there are many. So I'm just going to go here and I just say student detail page.tsx, and then I'm just going to paste in this. Okay, so this is going to be a use client. That's why I just even made it as a component. And then we have all these things here. Okay, so let's see how we're going to compose this. There is a sidebar of which I don't want. So this sidebar, we don't need it. And therefore, we just only just interested in this. There is a header, which we also don't want. So I'm just going to focus on main. So remove everything and leave main. Just like this, you can see here, we have this. Now I can remove these two first parts, these ones. Now we just need to simply create all these, the term selector, the student info, and all that. So inside here, you can just go ahead and start creating these components. So I'm just going to set the term selector selector.tsx. Then let's go back, student detail. We have student info and then student info. So you can just go here and you say student info.tsx, and then we have performance. We have performance.tsx. Then we have attendance report card. So we have attendance attendance.tsx. Then we have report card .tsx. If you go back, we have leadership, and then we have the teacher's remark. So we have leadership teacher's remark. We have leadership.tsx. We have the teacher's remark, teacher's remark.tsx, teacher's remarks. I believe it is teacher's remarks. Then we have medical report and the timetable. So we have the medical report and the class timetable. Medical report. So we have medical report.tsx. And then we have also the time class timetable.tsx. Okay, so just again, go ahead. Again, we add all these things. We have them here. We can just go by the way they are here. Attendance. Sorry, to the API. Just go from the beginning. Attendance here. Okay, we'll add the missing things later, but right now let's just first leave everything the way they are. Okay, and then we have the class timetable. Then we go ahead, we have okay, the header, then the leadership. We have the leadership, and then we have the medical report, medical report. And then we have the performance. We have performance. And then we have report card. Okay, let's go ahead and we have the report card. Did I add? Yeah, the performance, then the report card. So now we have next sidebar, then the student info. So I'm just going to go here on the student info. Okay, and then we have teachers remarks. Teachers remarks, just like this. And then we have the term select. Okay, we have the term select. I think those are all the parts we need. I don't know if we added did we add the timetable, class timetable? Yeah. So start from app, we see what errors do we have, for instance. So you can see here they're saying this is why you would fetch data based on the selected term. For now, we'll mock the data, which is okay. And we have the years 2023, 2022, and just like that. So right now it is complaining of Typescript. We'll first leave that one. That's not a big deal. Let's go to the next one. The same thing, this one to have any type. Okay, it has any type. That's the complaint. Let's go to the next one. Okay, I think all the things here. Leadership data, selected term. Let's see here. It has the this, and then this one has any. Let's just say this. Okay. Then I'm just going to go to the next medical report. The same thing with the data. So the only thing now I just want to do is, let's see, even this one, it's data, the medical report. So the report card has no issues. Student info has no issues. Student detailed page. So this is the one you're going to use to populate all these ones. They have the issue of, okay, so you have to get these ones like label. They just like add label. So I'm just going to simply go to shard cn. So you can just go to shard. Shard cn, and let's go to the label. So you can just go up here and we get the label, installation, and just like this. Just going to add this one. So check if we have any errors which needs us to install something. So this one had the label, and all others are based on Typescript. Okay, let's just go to this one. So what I'm just going to do is, you could just go ahead and remove everything, and then we import them. Okay, so just go for instance time selector, just like this, student info, just like this, then performance, attendance, report card, and then here leadership, and then remarks, medical, and the class. Okay, so we have everything. Now what we'll do is getting this, because this one is the student detailed page. Student detail page. Of course, it will be taking in all this information for all these ones. Okay, I'm just going to call this. Just going to call this. Just go to this here, and I'm just going to simply call it here student detailed page, and we see if we can see actually something on the screen. Okay, so we have some places like in the performance, student performance. So let's go under performance. We need to install some things like this progress component. Let me just go back here, and I'm just going to add progress. Okay, so I don't know, apart from progress, which other component do we need to install? Okay, so we have everything here. Looking great. I like this. Okay, so I'm just going to remove that padding of 8 to make the blue color fill in. This padding of 8 I added here. Okay, nice. So you can see this fills in nicely. So this gives the ability to the parent to see a lot of information. Okay, you can see all these things like the details, the performance of the kid, and all that stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead. Maybe I want to make this to have 2 cards. I don't know if 3 cards they look. So here they have this. Let me first remove this. Listen, you would have 2 cards. I don't know if that is like 2, but I feel like this is much better now. Like if we just like add more information, this one looks much better. This is good because if someone comes and selects for 2023, can select like term 2, and you can see things are changing. Can select the year, things change. So like this is good. You can imagine if you logged in into your son's or if you are in this, and you can just like check which year. Okay, can check the year, and then of course you also see that on this card of the year. I will show the good thing we have here, the grade. So this one also should be dynamic at some point. If I change, for instance, to year 2021, it should change the class he is in. Okay, he has promoted or he remained in the class and all that. Okay, yeah, so this is already looking great. Okay, this is looking great. The only thing is actually making sure we can implement this. Okay, it's just like we can implement this. At least now, if we know this, and then we have a timetable. Also, we have this email teacher. We'll also implement that, and this is going to be the class teacher information. You can select this Mr. Davis homeroom teacher or the classroom teacher. Is the one who's going to be able to, if we click email, to be doing that. the report card also, like we have to implement the download of the report card and generating the report card. In the subject for that student, they will have also to come here for that particular term. How did he perform in that? Okay. There are some other links that we're going to add for the parents in here. If you just go and preview this, you will see that there are some links that they suggested, mostly like payments and all that. We can just like add those. We can just like add those links. Now, courses, schedule, all these ones are just like here. The only thing you just have to do is these two things. I'm just going to add payments and the messages. Okay. So I will add those two. I will just go here in the portal. We have the student now. So I'm just going to add 2 pages. I'm just going to create file, and the first one is going to be payments. So you can generate the payment slips. Payment. We're also going to add a payment integration, but should be able to generate the payment slips. Payments. And this is going to be like slash page dot tsx rfc, and then just add h2 here of payments. Let's give a class name of p8. Okay, so then we're just going to generate another one, which is going to be the messages. Now this is going to be a communication between most of the class teacher. So just going to say messages and then slash page dot tsx rfc, and then here just going to go and put h2 of messages, and just going to get here a class name of p8. Okay, let's just go ahead and link these two things here, the messages plus the payments. So you can just go in the sidebar, which is going to be portal sidebar here, and the parent. Now we have added more things. I'm just going to copy this 2 3. We have 3 things now, so just going to put for instance messages, which is going to be portal parent and then slash messages, and this is going to be mail, and then lastly we have the payments, and then we're just going to have portal parent payments. The other good thing is that now for payments we're just going to put card or something, credit card or something. Let me just first go and see what we can add from proceed. I'm just going to add payments here. Okay, so there is this, either this dollar or the credit card. I think we just like add the credit card or $sign. Okay, I'm just go ahead and just add the $sign. Okay, so we have these links now. If you just go back here, we have these. If you click on messages and the payments. Okay, so nice. This is good. At least we might just know what you're just going to put in these. So at least for these children we have these. So for these messages, okay, what would want, these are going to be like, we could create either in such a way that it is just like the emails kind of thing. We're just going to create it in a form of I think the emails, the way the emails are. So I'm just going to just tell this. I don't know if they will just accept, because I've already prompted a lot. Maybe I just like change it to another site. But I'm just going to just say create. They used to have this on Shard. Later on, they removed it. I think if you just go to Shard CN, they used to have it like the blocks right now. They brought their own things they wanted. I bring so featured sidebar authentication. Okay, so they brought their own blocks they have here. There used to be some nice blocks, and if you just go back to on the home page of Shard, there are these some old components which are still nice, really. Okay. So I would want, for instance, the payments, I think, to be like somehow like this. Then for this mail, there is where we have the mail. Okay, so I want them to be like in this format, whereby these are going to be mails the parent is going to be receiving from the teacher. So I want them to be like this. It will not be having all these features, okay, but just like only the inbox. So therefore, even if removes this part and it only gives us this, whereby you have the all email and an array like this. I want this. You can also search. This one, we're not going to add these functionalities of the saint and all that. We're just going to only need these ones. So I might just like screenshot this. So I might just like say select area, and then I'm just going to just say that to go ahead and get this here. I don't know if I just need to get more, so go down here like so. And I'm just going to say, I'm just going to go ahead and capture this. I'm just going to go ahead and copy. I'm just going to go to this, and I will just say for the messages, I want to have this mail layout, okay, and this will be between the parent and maybe and the teachers or teacher. Okay, like any administrator, according to the whichever emails that will be there, we'll have a way of getting the email. Let me just go and upload this. So the parents should be able to chat via like that email interface for the for the school to communicate with the school. Of course, he or she can visit or call the administrators, but want to create within the app a way how this person can go ahead and communicate via the emails. So just look at what is going to create for us. Just want to see what is going to create, and then we see if we can start from there. So most people who are watching the content, please make sure you have subscribed and also like the content. And if you want to grab all the source code, I also leave the link. I will really like and love your support. And I want to thank everyone, those who have continuously supported me by giving me projects, those ones who buy the source code and all that. That's how I can manage to actually survive. Okay, so thank you so much. I really appreciate. Okay, so they have added the messages. I think I'm just going to go to see what this is. So we have the message list and the messages view. So you can just also go ahead and add the messages in this parent. Let's just add the messages just like this, and we have the message list and the message view. Message list.tsx, and then another one is message view.tsx. Okay, so let's first go to the message list. Let's get this in here, and let's also go to the message view. Okay, I wanted to see that. I don't know where it added. Did it add it in the messages page? So we have also the messages page. I'm just going to have here the page. So this is going to be messages. Messages page, tsx, and then add this. I always make sure that anything which is used client is just a component. Okay, and you can just like remove these two and just simply go ahead and import them, the message list and the message view. Okay, and then in the message view we have two errors, which is we have to add those two components. Just go and add them. There's not necessarily we're going to use them, but for now just add switch. For instance, the text area, we might not use those ones, text area, depending. Okay, so now I can just go and get the message page and I populate it the other side, because these messages at the end of the day they will be coming from the DB. So you can just get this messages page, and let's go to messages and just going to add it here like so. So if we just go here and preview the messages page, I don't know how I can change this. Can you just like add here like messages? Okay, this is how it looks like. No bad. We shall start from there. You can see it here, whereby you have this here, and then you have a reply. Does not look so good, but this is a nice starting point whereby the parent can receive all the messages. It has even tags. Okay, and then she can, or he can reply. Okay, nice. I want to add things on this. I want her to be able to also to create a new email, and okay, so this is just like, okay, like this. The thing we need to do is should be button to delete. If you look at the original one, okay, we should just add whereby we can view, we can delete the message, and also where we can create a new message. So I'm just going to tell it here. You add where the parent can also compose a new message, and also add button icons for deleting the message. I don't know if the parent should be allowed to delete a message. Is that normal? I don't think like the parent should be able to delete the message. I just leave that one. Just maybe she can archive it. Okay, so maybe for archiving the message, she can, or you can archive it. Okay, just like add those ones. Okay, so after the parent dashboard, we'll have to go to the teachers. We'll be keeping on like updating so that we start like making all this work. So here we have the mail. I just need to get I don't know if we should have also the I would just have to also to build the payments table. I think should just look something like this. I think that we can just like build it by ourselves, but we will just have something like for the setters to add for us that. So right now, let's see. It is still generating the things here. Okay, it has added in a new thing here, which is compose. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that message compose. Okay, message compose, copy this. Now let's go to here. Let's add message compose .tsx and let's add it. Say dialog, and then message of course, this is the message list. We can update this. We have also the message view. Message view here. And then we have the message page, which is the one down here. Just like that. And let's go ahead and add these three components from the right places. Just go here, add this list, add the view, and lastly add the compose. Okay, so let's see how this changes. Okay, so now you can see now we are below this we have the compose. I don't know if these messages are scrollable. I think they're in a scrollable view. So now to the class teacher, the principal, administrator, or the school counselor. This is good, so we can just like get this one somewhere from somewhere, and then after selecting the principal, then put the subject, the message, and send the message. And whoever is responsible will receive the message. This is good. And then down here, we'll also make sure that this looks good. Okay, so the messages are done. Now we just need to go to the payments. I feel like we should just also populate the payments, and we just know this side we are done. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it to create. I'm just going to say for payments, create a data table for payments, and they should have also a term selector, and then they should have a button to create a new payment slip. In bracket, I'm just going to add this as a bank slip. So this is going to be like a bank slip. A new payment slip. It should also have like pagination. And let's see what it can just create with this this one. And the good thing, we are going to have all these in one prompt. I will just share this and you'll be having all this, which is nice. Okay, I know right now you're feeling this is too much, and we'll of course start like implementing after having the UI. It becomes very easy really to start like generating these things, right? It becomes really this one, I'm just going to edit it a little bit just in a second. For now, let's just like generate this. You can just look for that student card. I don't know, that student card is here, right? I think it is this one. I remove this. Okay, I just want to get, I'm just going to tell the to make this one more like more nice, maybe Okay, let's see what it can do. Is that I'm just going to go to, for this one, I will just say, can you make this card really beautiful in a blue themed? Okay, here just like this. I'm just going also to give it, I think, these types, just to look at the data that is coming. Okay, just see what it can do. Meanwhile, let's go back here and we see this. So it has generated a new page, I believe, under payments. You can see here we have the payments, create the payment slip, and then we have the payment page, which is showing everything, the payments, description, status, and everything. Okay, let's first go and see this page in the preview. Just going to add slash payments. Okay, this is how they are looking like. Your payments, you can select the term and the year. Should it be term and the year? And then it has the date, the description, amount, and the view slip. Okay, then what can we add on this? I'm just going to say that it should add, so a parent should select the term and the year. Let's see, create payment slip, description, amount, and create slip. I don't know, like then also should on the, so I'm just going to say on the create payment slip form, on the create payment slip form, add the school account. I think that should be the school account, like that. Should be the school account. And then another thing we could just say is then also create the view slip component where we can view the slip. Okay, let's just like add these ones before we get them. This one, let's see if it changed the code here, the student card and everything. Okay, let me just simply copy this out of curiosity to see how did it change it. Just like if I add this, I go back here, does this change? Okay, I don't know. Does this look much better? Let's first see the one that was there. I don't feel it. This one. Okay, so just log in. Just log in. Just go here. I'm just going to leave with this one. It's minimalistic. I'm just going to make this button to fill the whole entire card instead. So this, okay, depending on how they made this one, the button to be inside, we could do it vice versa. So just get this button and put it outside like this, and then get the link and then add it inside like this, and then inside here we just say view details, just like this. And then inside this one we'll just give it a class, which it already has. Would give this as child. Okay, remove this pass ref now. So we should now have like this finishing the whole entire width, which is nice. Apart from that, let's just go and see now the payments. Let's go and see the payments now. See if there is something that changed. It is having the error. I believe we can fix that. Let me just go and get the payments. So we have the payments, which also have these payments. Copy this. So we have this create and view payment slip. Copy this, and let's go back here inside the components. Let's create another one, which is going to be payments, and then you're just going to have create payment, create payment slip, create payment slip .tsx, and then add that. Let's go and go to view payment slip. So just come here and let's add view payment slip .tsx, and finally down here we have the payment page. So let's just come here and we just say payments payments page. Okay, good. Let's just go ahead and import these. We can just install pagination from the things we need from here. Okay, then that's all, I believe. we need to add, and then we can just like remove these two, we import them. Where is the create, and then the view. Okay, so we still have like this disabled. I think this was in the old one, but let's just like see if that one is going to work. Payments page. So we can just like get this payments page. Let's go and add it under payments. Okay, just like that. And here we have some questions. No. Okay, let's just go to payments. We have an error. Dialog footer is not defined. So where is the dialog footer? We have this. It must be in create payments. We have this select and the dialog footer here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have this. Maybe we first remove this. This one here. Okay, so now we can just see, can look at the payments also, and you generate the new payment slip. So just say create slip, and now you can see school account is also there. Of course, we'll make all these ones beta. We don't need to worry about these forms. We already created some sample forms like these ones, so we'll not be using this one. We make the much better looking forms, but this is form fundamentally the what we need covered in this. Okay, so at least we know for the parent, this side we are somehow covered. All the pages are populated. The only thing we have to work on right now is just like getting these things actually start getting from the DB one by one. Now the thing that I don't know is about the term thing, how this is supposed to work, because do we actually have, because for the years we are going to look for how we are going to do that, but then for the terms that one is something that is tricky. Either we create them, for instance, we have to create them. We create them with a separate model, a term, and you can see a term goes hand in hand with a year. Okay, it goes hand in hand with the year. So I'm not sure about how to handle that. Like, do we create the term? Because all this information is going to be based on that. For instance, we are looking at attendance of term 1 2023. So what is that term 1 2023? That is like a period. Okay, which do we have like the term and the period, because this has to be saved wherever you are creating these tendency, you are creating what, this is supposed to be based on the term. Even the report card supposed to be based on the term and the year, because it can be term 1 of 2000, term 1 of 2003. Okay, so I can just like maybe ask ChatG. I'm just going to ask this here. Let's say for the school management system, I want to ask you a question which we can discuss about. Okay, so it's going to ask me to go ahead and ask the question, I believe. So with the question about the school management, feel free to ask. So I will be getting all the data based on the period, e.g. the student marks, reports, payments, and many more. They will be fetched according to the period, e.g. report card for maybe term 2 2024, and maybe payment slip for term 1 2023. So how do I handle the period? For example, when creating like a payment, do I have a model for period, or how do I handle that? So just was see like the suggestion this is going to be like suggest. So it has to be a model, please. It created a model. Just create. I'm using Next.js and Prisma. Just like ask you to do this in the. So you can see we have to create, yeah. So let me show you how you can structure this and how we can implement period handling. For instance, we have the period, and in the period we have the year, the term. Okay, yeah, it takes in the year and the term, starts date, and also it has also is active, and then it can have the relationships like payments, reports, mark, and all that. So they can have the payment, which has the period ID and the period, and also it has the student ID and all these like such. Okay, this is good. So then in your next application, you can just fetch, for instance, get current period, and then you have find fast is active to true. You can also get period, and then you pass in the number, the year, and this, and then you can fetch data for a specific period. For instance, get payments, and then you pass in the period ID, and then you get this for API routes. Okay, so you get the point. I think this is good. We just say create a model for the payments, so that we have it saturated like this everywhere. Like when we pass in the term, we just go ahead and bring in or fetch more things. Okay, so that's great to know that. I think I can just go ahead and also create that. I just want to simply go and create the period. I'm not sure if this period is supposed to also have the school ID to be related to the certain school. I'm just going to go to this side of the API, and let's go ahead and create in the schema. Let's go down here and add this for this relationship. Let's first go and take them off. So we have this period which we are not, actually we're using just like copy this. Okay, just going to replace this ID here. Then we can also map or name this table the way we did here. We can just give this to map, and we get these periods, like the table for periods. Okay, so nice. Now what I don't know, if we create it like this, it must be attached to a particular school, otherwise we'll have issues while like these payments are for which school or what. So you have to give it a relationship with, I think, a school. Okay, let's just like go ahead and see where we have that relationship. I think with the school. Okay, so I'm just going to go down here and add it here. I don't need to give it any default. We haven't created any period, so that is okay. Then we can just go to the school, we add periods. So where we have like this, we can just come here and say periods, and this is going to be a period. Okay, so that is great. We have the period, and then the period we have a relationship with others. So every time we're just creating, we're passing the school ID also. Okay, great. That is a good insight on how we are going to handle that. Okay, so now we're just going to start working on this. We'd have to like working on this and making sure that we have all what we need. Now, most of this information, if you look at this, okay, if you look at this information, it will be coming from like the student. Okay, we already have student information. At least we already have some student information at least, but then we have to make sure we have all these other ones on the student, whereby a teacher or a class teacher can edit this information. For instance, can add the performance, the attendance, then the report card, the leadership, all these. Okay, can just like add this. Should be able to have these sections on the student. That's why I was actually looking at this. If you just go to Quick Schools, they have this like a student, and then under this student they have like parents, gradebook, attendance, schedule, medical reports, all these ones like this. So if you are a teacher, you can just go in and add some details to this one. So the first thing we will also do is, when you log in as a teacher, you should be able to do some things for a particular student, more so the class teacher. Okay, so what do I need to do right now? I wanted to actually fix some of the errors we have. Is it possible we can fix these errors? For instance, this whole thing of the pagination disabled. They're saying on a click void disabled boolean and is active. Property disabled does not exist. So this disabled does not exist. So if we remove this and even this, okay, that one is okay. I just want to be going now, seeing where we have the errors. We try to fix them so that we can we be able to fix this. Now here we can start like adding the types. Okay, for now this mock this data. So if I'm to say that I have this, I want to fix the types. Okay, so let's just like try to get these types, and I just know the problem is on the key is not matching with this. If you just like name them as a string like this, they will not match these ones. Okay, so let me just try to get the types if they can suggest better types. I'm just going to go here and I say I have this component. Can you make the types? Okay, can you fix the types? So just like see what it can do. If it fixes them, then it will be nice. Okay, so that is if it doesn't change everything. Okay, so it's saying here define the structure of the attendance data for a single term. Term attendance, it has percentage, presence, and absence. Is that true? Yeah, it has percentage, presence, and absent. Okay, so then we have defined the structure of the attendance data for a year. So interface year attendance, which has like a term string, and then it matches this attendance. Okay, define the structure of all the data, and it is year string that matches this. Define this. Okay, so let's just like try right now to add this. Yeah, and this looks the problem solved. Okay, it starts from the attendance and then it goes to this, and I believe this has to be done exactly like this. You can see the selected term here is now this object. Okay, and this goes to the same thing like this. So I'm just going to also fix for these ones, also fix for these. So just going to be fixing like that. It has the similar problem you can see here. So we just copy simply these types up to here. Okay, I'm just going to go back to this, and then I'm just going to paste the types. Where do I put other things? So if you just go inside, simply give this timetable record. It seems not to be working at all for this one. It even seems like it didn't even capture anything. Okay, so let me try to duplicate this, and then let's go here and copy this whole entire thing, and let's add it here, and we see okay, it is fixed. I'm just going to go timetable and then just copy the whole entire data, I believe, this whole object up to down. We have a lot of years. Let's first look at how they have fixed this timetable. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then another year like that, and then down here we have current term timetable is equal to, so it created this whole thing, and then we are using this instead. Okay, so timetable is what we need from this. The only difference is that it doesn't have this attached, this one. So just copy like this up to here, this object, And then I'm just going to bring this object here. Okay, then I can just now delete this. Okay, moving on to leadership, it has the same problem. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that one is also fixed, I believe. Okay. And then we have the medical report. Okay. I'm not sure if this one you can share for medical report. You can just like move slowly so that you can see what we are doing here. We are defining the medical data for a single term. Okay, this is what is on top, and then down then we have defined the structure for a year's medical data. Then we have the for all medical data, and then we have for medical report, which is the one that we are putting here, and then we have this data, and down here they are defining the default, which is this one, and then we come and get it here, and this is the one we use inside here. Okay, we have few errors right now. We have the performance, which is also having the same issue, so just also fix it. Okay. Okay, so now with this, okay, so you can just go and see, define the structure for subject scores, the structure for a year's performance data, then the structure for all performance data, and then the props that we are passing in the data, and we come and do the same exact thing like this, and then we use this current performance. And finally, we're just doing it for the class teacher remarks. Say fix. Okay, so this is now for the class teacher remarks. Okay, great. So now we have no errors in our application. Let's make sure everything is still working on the UI the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, everything is still working. Nice. Okay. Okay, so right now we just know this side of the parent the dashboard is done. The only thing that is remaining is actually adding in these. Okay. So what I will do is to link, first of all, also to link to when you log in and you want to go, we have to start like trying to see how we are going to get this information. And we are going to start with the student, and then these others like messages, payments, they will come later. We start with the student. And we are going to start with the creation of terms like this one, whereby a school can go ahead and create the terms. So that's why we added them here. We can create a period. So for, I think for every year, you just go ahead and create the period. You even give it the start date, the end date, and all that kind of stuff. So under academics, so I'm just going to go ahead and log out. And we could just also add, I think before we leave, we could add the analytics. They just say, I feel like we could customize the analytics for this here. Let me first see. So we could just have these analytics like the total students or the total children you have, then there's total messages, if there's pending payments and all that. We should be able to add them on these. Let me just go to the portal. Now on the portal there is where we have the layout, and then we have, for instance, the parent page. I don't know where we have the analytics. Where are they coming from? Okay, so I think there is analytics. Okay, for this one I'm just going to do it later on, because we'll be fetching analytics based, for instance, for the teacher, for the what, depending on the logged in user. After getting the user, we could fetch the analytics for that particular user. So for those ones, let's just leave it like this. Okay, so let me just go ahead and log out, and I'm just going to log out as the admin. Okay, just like this. Okay, so under academics, I will just add one thing, which is going to be the, if you see the class and the streams. Okay, it should also look something like this, the periods. I'm not sure how they should look like. Okay, if we're going to create them, then we'll be creating them for every year, or because these are for the school, they are the same. They are the same all the time. Like it will be term 1, term 2, term 3. But what changes is just a year. If you look in the model, but we will create them actually and display them for a particular year, I guess, because for each term it has a different start date and a different end date. Yeah. We have a list of terms, so I'm just going to go ahead and create this with maybe the 2 messages. Create UI to display the periods. And just give it a model. Periods, I'm just going for e.g. term 1, term 1, term 2. So like this. I'm just going to tell it to and group them by year. Okay, and also add a button to create a new period. Okay. I just see what it can just like do. We just create also under academics. So dashboard academics, I will add, maybe we just call them terms or periods, I don't know. I'm just going to call them periods or terms. Okay, let's just call them terms. Page.tsx. So I will just go to the periods. I don't know if it has created any thing here. Okay, so for this one, I will just say RFC. I will go to the components, dashboard. Okay. For now, I'm just going to simply create. Maybe I should just create like, for instance, academics. And then I'm just going to say, for instance, periods page.tsx. Okay, they just go ahead and create this create model, which is this one. And here I'm just going to say periods create .tsx, and let's go here and create this. Okay, it seems everything is okay. And then in the page, let's go ahead and get this imported, the model. And then this page, we need to go periods page, we need to go to the terms, and then here will be like periods page. Okay, so if we just go on the sidebar, we can just like add it. So app sidebar, let's go to academics. Classes, subjects, departments. We can also start with actually the terms. Academics terms. So let's go under academics. We have terms. Okay, so you can see here we have a problem, hydration. Okay, so we have this academic periods, and then we have 2024, and then you have this term 1 start date, end date, status, like that. And you can create a new period, and you can see the year is automatically created like this here. So for this one, is looking nice, I like it. Okay, you can just go ahead and create a new one. Okay, so you can see it goes ahead and creates a new one here, like so. So this is what we should implement. At least in this video, we should be able to create a new period, and like that, like we take off this dummy data. Right now we still have all this dummy data, and we have to implement this. So I'm just going to go ahead and create, and I think I will stop there after creating this work. Like, I don't know why I don't feel like really coding so much today, but let's just implement these academic periods. Okay, so I will just go here and make sure that everything we have. Okay, I think everything is okay. The only thing we have to start with is to push this model right now. So let's go ahead and run the migrations here. npx prisma db push and npm run dev. So this one is going to go ahead and create for us, push for us the migrations. Okay, and it starts the self again. Now we can create the create object, so we can just start by going to something that is very small, like classes. They have a lot of things. Departments, maybe departments. I'll just go to the route, duplicate this, and let's add the periods. Okay, so these, we might just not need so many. For now, we need to create and get. I will just say comment or others, and I'm just going to start creating the router. This is going to be the period router, and let's replace all these ones. Okay, and these are just going to be periods, even these ones. Okay, so just go here where we have the create department, duplicate this, and let's create this one as periods. Okay, so we just need to have the create period, and then we'll have this department create props. So we duplicate this one, and this is going to be the period create props. We can just like get these ones from the schema. We can just go to the schema and let's get them. We have this start date, end date is active, and also this school ID. I think they are the only ones we need. Let me just go back to the types. Okay, so start with for instance, this one is Boolean. Year is going to be a number. Term is also a number. This is a date. I think the type is called date. And then this one is also date. And then this one is a string. So this is the data we expect to have on the period. We take it to the controller here, and we change to this. Import them. Now you can see we don't need this, and we don't need even to check the existing. I believe, do we need to check the existing? Just one thing I'm curious about. Okay, so anyways, whether you want to call it a semester or a term, I think this still makes sense. That one is okay. So I'm just going to come here and I say new term or new period is equal to db dot period, and we can just say and then we put here new term dot maybe term, and here is going to be new term.id, and then we return the data of the new term, just like that. For the gate, this one will just be specific for now. Let's remove everything here. We just only have the create, and then all others. We'll see how we get them. Okay, nice. So we can just go ahead and create this create period inside the routes here. So you can just create the create period. We can also take off this one. And then we can just go ahead and add this in the index by going to here, and we just say period router, just like this. Now we can just go to the front side where we have the period create. Also here we have this. Everything looks nice. So we could just go ahead and bring our form inputs. Okay, we already have some forms like the ones for creating if we go to forms, I don't know if we have somewhere for forms. Yeah, here. And we have for academics, we have, for instance, creating a department, for instance. It is inside a dialog. Okay, so we can just go ahead and use this one. It has also the use form and everything. So you can just go ahead and use this one. And it also has even the editing and so on. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. In fact, we could just say we have the period class inside the academics. You could just duplicate this. Just wait. Let's call this one create period form, or let's just call this period form, because it can just be used for editing also. Then here we just have create a period form. Maybe this is a period form. Okay. For this, we have the form, so we'll compare it with this form here. Let me copy this form and take it to this form, and we see the inputs that we need. So the one we'll be adding, we'll be removing it. The first one is the input year. So this one is for selecting the year and year. Okay, so we have the year. Type number. So go down here, we will have these to be 2. So start with register. Label is going to be year. Name is going to be year. We don't need an icon. The only thing I'm just going to say is type number. Okay, that's good. And then let me first take off this one. So we have the year. We can just go and remove that. The year is done. We have now the term is also a type number, and it has a min of 1 and a max of 3. Term, I just go ahead and put the term, so we can either activate this. This is going to be the term, and this go ahead and put a type. It's going to be number. Now for the type number, I think in this it is good that we pass in the min and the max. So on an input, we can say, for instance, we can pass in this one, for instance, the min to be equal to, I'm not sure if the default min and max, but let's say here is going to be equal to maybe 0.1, and the max is also maybe undefined. I don't know, like what is the default min and max. We can just add these ones. So here the min, which should be like this, and I think I believe this is just a number, and also a max, which should be a number. Is also not required. So this, let's say 10, but I just want to know what is the default. I'm just going to ask here for an HTML input. What is, for instance, input of type number, what is the default min value and max value if not provided? Okay, so let me just first confirm before we proceed. Because you can see from this one, they passed in the max and the mean. I don't know if we should just mean and max. I don't know if we should specify for if they cannot put anything more than 3. They're saying here, if the mean and max attribute for XP provided, there is no default min value, there is no default max value. This means that the users can enter any numeric values. So if I was creating a component where min and max are not required props, how do I handle them? So like, so here just showing you with limits. So if just I have this min and max, okay, so let's just see here is putting value and change. I want to see the default values. Okay, it seems like it's just like putting them not required, and then it's saying min is equal to this. So it seems like they will be like undefined. I'm not sure about that. So just like come here and I see we don't put anything, put comma just, and then you come here on this, you're like min is equal min and max is equal max. The problem is we cannot just like put this like in that. So it means like now we can specify the min and max. In this case, we test that because this is also a number. So for these ones, we can say the min is 1 and the max is 3. Okay, let's move on. I can now remove the term. Okay, another one is the start date, and then the start date, and then the end date. So we can duplicate. This is going to be grid, and then we'll have RG. I think grid scores 2, and the gap is okay. So I just want to duplicate this. And I want to put the start date. So this is going to be labeled start date, and the type here name is going to be start date. For the label is the start date. start date, and the type is date. And for this one is going to be end date. This is end date. Type is going to be date. There is no min and this. And lastly, okay, there is the end date. Now we have the switch. We have this switch here, which says, which sets the active. I think for switch we need it. Alternatively, we could use a yes or no, but then we could just like have this one checked. Is this, it could help us to do that. I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this. Let's go to period create inside the form. Oh, we could just actually just simply copy it down here. So below this grid down here, we could just add this switch. Can import the switch from components UI switch, and the same thing to the label. Let's see. And then we could just bring in this checked, and set is checked. Could just go to create. Just know these are states within this. Just copy this, and let's go and see if we can just have it here. Just like this. Okay, so now we can go ahead and remove this first form. Okay, so now we have this period form. The only thing is I want to pass in the default values though. For this year, for more specific the year, I just want to say that the period, we need to pass in period create. Just call it what? Oh, we just did it this side. I just want to go to the types and get that types. Let's go and get this period create props. We bring them in the types this side, like so. And I believe that's what we need. Period create props. And in this there is no year. Okay, the year is there, but it's a number, so the year is going to be for now is going to be initial content, which we will have to create the types for this right now. Okay, but right now let me first give it like new date. So you just create the new date like this, dot get full year, like this. Now the return to this, I think, must be a number. Yeah, it returns back a number. So just going to get this year like this, and this is going to populate the year. Okay, another thing maybe here so has to be the period create props. We already have the school ID, which is nice, and then we need to create on this. I can just go and get this create department, copy everything, and in fact we don't have, rename this to periods. Okay, so down here we're just going to have create period, text in data of period create props. We come here response API post, we post periods data, and we validate academics terms. I think we call them like terms, and then we return the data. The same here, first create period. Okay, great. We can just go ahead and remove all these things here. Just all these. Okay, so I think at this point we should be able to create. So if I just go back here, we should be able to say create period, and we pass in the data. Now the data that comes from the form is actually not a number. So whatever is going to come from the form data.year, we have to go ahead and make this a number of data.year, data.term is going to be equal number, okay, of data.term, and finally the dates. For the date we have to generate the ISO dates. So data.start date, for instance, is equal to, I think there is, if you say data dot, for instance, date, start date, there is a formula. I'm not sure for converting to this other thing to, if I just say to ISO string, like I just want to use this and I see like what does this generate. I say the type string is not assignable to type date, like in this, but if I just use the one, so there is this function we have, which actually is convert to ISO something ISO, and we pass in data dot date, start date, for instance. I think still this also generates a string, but what I just want to do to see actually from these ones, we can just first go here and we make these ones to be string. even this one to be a string, I don't mind, but what I just want is to isostring. Say proper isostring does not exist on the strings. Since now data.startDate is a string, isostring does not exist. Okay. Okay, I'll just do this. This is going to be end date, and even this is going to be end date. And finally, what is it? Can I just go and console.log the data before we actually save it here? Let me just, okay, so just go and use this period form in this here. Just gonna say period form. And of now, we don't need to pass in anything because editing ID, all these ones are just not required. Let's just go and see how that looks like. Just do this, create new period. Okay, since it's not working, just one thing we have to make sure here. I'm just going to put here save period, and then in the form save period. So we have a form here. Which is actually saying add class, which should be add period. I'm thinking this form is not the one that is showing. We have the period form here, and okay, let me just restart here. Just waiting to see. Okay, I think we are still having a problem. Let's start from where we have the terms. First of all, let me see this link. Okay, academic terms. We have this periods page where we have all these functions that are no longer working. Okay, so this button was actually setting is create mode.true which in turn I think was showing this one. Just cut this the way it is and just simply add it where we have this button, just like this. Okay, so let me just go to this paid form. Let's see what the problem is. Why are we seeing only the plus? Okay, so we have this whole thing of so this is the button. I'm just going to leave it as a default variant, and I'm just going to remove this SR, and I just say add new period. Okay, so let's also remove this size of the icon. Okay, there is still something here. Okay, it's because of this, I think, width and height. Okay, so we have this add new period, and we have this beautiful form. Let's give it a title. What is the title? Not sure where that is coming from. We have edit period, add new period. Okay, so nice. This add, we could just also make it this button we have here, the submit. I don't know if can it take in a class name, like width is full or width is half. Let's see. Yeah, I just like add class or add term or add period. Here I'm just gonna say add period, update period. So you can see the year has given us a default, and then for this one we could just type in anything we want. And this one, if we try to put like 4, actually it is like typing in 4. I'm seeing here it is accepting. Okay, but oh, so if you uses these ones, the arrows, you cannot exceed 3. It is working, but if you type in, it accepts. Okay, that's okay. And then for this, we give this one, I think, a default of true. So I want to go to in the console to see actually this data. So when you just go ahead and submit, let's go here, add this, and also go here, add something, and set active to true data. So we have end date, school ID, start date, term, and year. So it seems like we have all the necessary information actually, only that we don't have this active is active. So we can just like add it here, data dot is active is going to be equal to is active. Okay, so I'm just going to give it by default true, because like most chances are that they want it to be active. So let's go ahead and click on this. So now you can see it starts when it is true. Okay, and then now for the term also, let's give it 1. For the term in the default here, let's give the term to be actually the default 1. This would just like save, just like refresh, go to add, and so you can see it says when it is term 1 and here 2025. Okay, nice. Clear all this. Let me just go ahead and click on add. Okay, sorry, just go ahead and add these ones, and then like add, and then like we have all this information including is active. Okay, nice. So what I'm just going to do is now is to let it create actually. So we have all the data, leave this and this here. Okay, so we have create period. Okay. I think I want to also console.log for this case the res, see if I have some data. So this is now all connected. Let's go and see 2025 term 1. The start date is maybe let's just change this. We just say it ends in April 9th. Oh, just go to April 3rd. Okay, let's go ahead now, place this. Okay, created, and we have data here, and you can see this actually gives us back the data that was created. Error is null, and this actually created an actual term. You can see it has the ID. So we can just go ahead and we can just go ahead and fetch these ones. Now the fetching, I'm not so sure, but we can, I think, group them by year. So the fact that we have, let's create another one. So this is term 2 by the same year. Start date of term 2 can be maybe from, I don't know, May to maybe August. Then if just like they are always 3 months, so it doesn't matter. And let's create term 3. So here, just going to create term 3. And term 3 end date is December. Start date is going to be in September. Okay, just like this, and let's create this one. Okay, so I want to go ahead and do a fetch function, because I'm very sure for this one if I just go and first create the create function in the API, we can either group them on the front end or group them in the from the back end. I'm just going to say if I have just go and just see the schema. Let me first remove these ones, and I'm just going to say that if I just go to this one, I can say how do I fetch periods grouped by year. Grouped by year. Let's see here if I have this. I think you can. It has a function for grouping, but I don't know if do I need to actually group. There is periods, find many, school ID, and then there's order by most recent first. Okay, so this is going to be then use row dash to group by year. This function is gotten by from row dash. Okay, so this is the nice thing from row dash. Let's first go ahead and just like get this is for displaying get periods grouped by year. I think this is okay. The name. Let's see, what do we get here? Periods. Okay, let's go ahead and add another controller. This is going to be db, and for row dash, how do I install row dash only? Let me see. You could also create types for return types. Okay, we'll need these ones for sure. I just wanted to know how to install row dash. Actually, I've never used row dash. The only thing I just know that it is a very huge package. So let's just come here, row dash on npm. It is something that is used to manipulate arrays. That's what I also know. Okay, so let's just go ahead and to install this. I'm just going to npm add save dev this. So I'm just going to copy this, and let's go and here it is npm actually, npm install, and then I'm just going to add this. And then we should add also the types, because I am very sure even if we added this, is not going to accept. Even if we added it like this. Let me just go and I add it and I see. So if we add it like this, it's going to say that it doesn't read this, but this is about the types. So you can just go ahead and also install the types like so. If you want to know that it requires types, if you see here on top has dt, data types. I think they say this package has type declaration provided by a types loader. So you just click on DT and then takes you to where you can install the types, as you can see here. Okay, so now after installing, it should be fixed. However, we still have, oh, it has fixed now. But you can see it is a big thing. It is a big one. So, but it is good to use it, like it can simplify everything just by this. This is nice. So I want to test this. I'm just going to go to get periods grouped by year. We get the year. Wait a second. We need to accept this response, and just a second. We need just to pass in some things like this, and then we get this here. Just a second. Periods. So here we just have to do this request and response, and then we can just say const, and then we can just get the school ID is equal to request dot params. So everything now is okay. Okay, so what I just want to do right now is call this function. In the route periods, just go and activate this, get periods, and then this. So the only thing you have to pass in here is going to be a school. So pass in a school ID, just like this. We have to pass in the school ID. We'll have another one for the term. If you want to fetch for only particular term, but that is later. But for right now, you just have this one where you pass in the school ID. I want to go to the postman. Let me first get all the schools. Can first get all the schools. We just want the one called unique. Okay, it is this one. Get the ID. And let's go. We could duplicate this, something like this. So let me duplicate this school actually. Okay, so on the school copy, just change this to periods. Okay, so then I just want to get periods, and then it's going to be, oh, I need the one which is local. Even this is just like, I need the one which is local, like this. Get periods, and then just put this one and say periods. Then I will pass in the school ID. Let me get the school ID here. go to get periods and let's pass in the ID. Okay, it is taking long. You don't know what is happening. Okay, let's see here. I could just like first maybe put something that is obvious. Let me cancel this one. Let's just put like schools. Okay, so periods slash okay, let's first go and see this, track this endpoint periods. Let me go to, so we have the get request, which is this one, and it is periods slash school ID, and it gets this function. First go to department. Okay. School, and then just say go to this one. We get a school. So we just gonna say period that find many where school ID order by this. In fact, I don't know if we need to. We could, yeah. I think this is okay. And then afterwards, we get the periods, we group them and return them. Oh, actually, the return is not supposed to be like that. We return in this format. Okay, so just do this, return the grouped periods, and suppose place this in a try catch. So just go ahead and put this in a try catch, and in the try we have this, and then in the catch we have this. Okay, now it should be okay now because we are returning the grouped periods. Let's go back to this endpoint. Now let's run periods. So just get us this. Okay, so you can now see it gets us back the data, and then it has this 2025 with term 1, term 2, and term 3. So the only thing we need now is to make sure we display this on the UI. Okay, so I need to go back to this side, and I can just go under academics. So we should just first create the fetch here. So we have the create and the delete, and then have the get. So can just remove this. Let me just get this. Get all periods. I'm just going to do this. and then we have the school. So it is just here to pass in the periods. They don't have the school. We simply pass in the school ID. We get back this and this as periods, and then the return statement for this, we just need to go to this and so if you are returning a period, it's going to be the ID and all other things. Let's go to here. Remember, it wrote for us some types. So for instance, we have the period, and we have also the grouped periods. Okay, so let's go here and we have these ones, at least the period and the grouped period. So we can export this. Also export this. So the ones that we are getting back, I think we are getting back this here, the grouped periods. Let's first see here. Yeah, you can see like this data is an object. It will return back an object, I believe. So usage in the component. You get the data and dot map. You can do something like this. Okay, let's just go and see how we are going to use this in our components. So just go back to the periods, and this one is grouped periods. Okay, let's go here and just going to add also grouped so that we can understand this. So just go to where we have the periods. Okay, the terms anyways. So just go in this, say const. Maybe we call them terms is equal to await get this, and we have to pass in the school. So if you just go like in department, we could just see how we get the school. Just like this, make this async, then get this. Then inside here we can pass in school dot ID, just like this. And then we could just say console.log, but let me just pass in the terms to echo maybe terms. They said they call them periods, but for now let's pass them as terms. So terms, which is equal to grouped periods. Okay. So here they actually brought them just the way they are, like this, and then they grouped them. I don't know which one is much better, but you can see the grouping happened here. You can see here sorted years is object.keys, and then go to the sorted years, and then down here we have dot map. Okay, so I'm just going to try to see how we can substitute them into this one. Now that for us we get the ones which are already manipulated. I don't know which one is much better. I'm just going to say that modify, so we can just say this one to can you modify this component to use the group thing. I didn't tell it. I don't know what it's going to do now, but it has here okay. Yes, I was saying I wanted to say that it should modify it to use. I wanted you to modify it to use the group things that we got above here. So these to use the data from this function. Alternatively, we could just like leave our component like that, since it is already expecting an group data. Let me first see here. This one we don't need it. The only thing we're just having is this. Okay, so what I'm just going to do, the easy way I think is to go here and call this function. I'm just going to leave this one here for getting grouped, and let's just get all periods, and for this they just say here we return period like that, and let's change here inside. So you could just have another function which just doesn't group them, it just get periods by year, as simple as this, and it doesn't return anything like that, it just return the periods. Okay, so just go here also on the route, you can duplicate this, maybe let's add one periods, and then just going to add slash grouped. Yeah, if you just want to get a grouped one, and then you're just going to have this plain one which is going to get periods. Let me see, get periods, just like this. So if we just go back here and we hit this one, we should just get normal data, an array, just having the ID, year, term, start date, end date is active, school ID, the way this one is prepared. So if we get this, we pass the terms. Now in this case I'm just going to pass actually the periods. Okay, periods, let's just go here, this like so, and this one is going to be of type period, just like this array. Now because we have these ones, let me go ahead and remove this. Everything should just work, I believe, except this, the date, but let's go and see. So we log in as okay, let's just log in and see. Got academics terms. Okay, so if you check, this must be on the date. Periods dot reduce is not a function. So we could just simply, before we return all these, okay, we just put here just h2 of data. I could just go ahead, before we do that, let's see console.log periods. Okay, so it returns an object here, so just going to be dot data. So we can just go here and we say dot data again, I believe. Okay, so now you see we have an array. Nice. Let's go back to here. Now let's first go back here as this. So here is saying, because of this, I think is saying property periods type period and define is not okay. We can just say here by default has an empty array. So we just go inside here. Let's go back and put back this card. Okay, we still have this here. Okay, so this is now the problem is on the dates. So just go on the dates where we have this to the end date, and we could just use the one of get normal date, and then we pass in period dot start. Was this like a start date or end date? This is end date, I believe. And then just also do the same thing for this start date. Let's see if this one solves it. Okay, we have also an error. Okay, start April, like this is Thursday, April 3rd, 2020. Yeah, this is good because you can see actually even the actual day. Okay, this is 2025 with these terms. Okay, so now if we add a new period and I add it in 2026, term 1, start date is going to be 2026. Jan 3rd, and even this one is going to be 2026, maybe April 3rd. There, where does this create it? Oh, okay, so now we have 2026 and we have term 1. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is now done, which is good. We have not put it in anywhere to use it, but now the fact that we have it, we can use it in any place that we want. Okay, we can use it in any place that we want. So in the next episode we'll work on that. Right now it is already 3 hours. Okay, we'll just start from there. In today's episode we have seen the concept of creating terms. It is actually not easy as I expected. But we created terms and then we went ahead and grouped them. There is a new function in JavaScript for grouping. I think we'll try it here to see to group this grouping using the reduce method. Actually, there is a group by in JavaScript. I think we'll try that one and see how it works in maybe in the next episode. I will just try to research and see how I can use it here. Otherwise, we can use the reduce method. the way we used it here. Okay, so I will just like stop here. We just start from there in the next episode. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one.